Good afternoon. You are watching Over the Back Fence, a conversation among neighbors. This is a production of Neighborhood Falmouth. Today, your conversationalists include Marion Bihari, Mary Pat McKenzie, Jackie Pratt, and I'm Susan Laux. And today, our conversation is going to be about things you enjoy doing in spring. So spring maybe has sprung around here, and what kinds of things would you do when spring is sprung? Who wants to jump in? Mary Pat.
Cleaning the yard, getting everything kind of sorted out and feel, like looking at the outside furniture and figuring out what needs to be repaired or fixed or whatever. And then just planning the garden and planning, what you're going to plant. I already have, like my first thing is like by March 1st, I want to have the green peas soaked in water, wrapped in wet paper towels and in the vegetable drawer in the fridge. So 3 weeks later, they will have sprouted and then they can go outside in the garden because they don't care how cold it is.
Now, where do you, so you have different things in your garden every year, or they get rearranged in different places?
Rearranged. Well, some, especially if it's vegetables and herbs, they shouldn't necessarily repeat in the same spot. But because we don't really, because of the pond in the backyard, we don't really have a lot of gardening space here. So the difference is in the front, it's kind of like shrubs and perennials. And in the back, I have some raised beds, and that's the vegetables, and that tends to get moved around a little bit. Not the beds themselves, but what goes in them.
Nice.
Yeah.
So peas, like sugar snap peas? Peas.
Yes, sugar snap peas. They're sprouting. I know, I love them. My problem is my grandchildren love them too. And I always think like, I want those for 4th of July weekend, but the small critters on 2 legs with hands.
Yes.
Trying to stand there and just pick and eat.
That's such an idyllic thing, though. That's what you want your little person to do, to be poking around in the garden and eating your stuff. So
yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Depending on how many they get.
Hi, Grant. Today we're talking about springtime and things you enjoy doing in the spring. This is our surprise topic. So, yeah, give it some thought. And who's going to go next?
I'll go next.
Oh,
just because.
okay, go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Mary.
Go ahead.
Okay. The thing is, I remember standing in my parents' garden eating. We went to my 2. I have a sister 3 years younger and another 3 years younger than that. So we're like steps, and the 3 steps were out in the garden, and we were we would eat tomatoes and lettuce and all kinds of stuff right off the. They used to spray in those days. It's probably good that we didn't grow an extra leg or something. But the thing is that I remember we'd even eat corn raw in the garden.
Oh, corn raw is good if it's fresh.
Oh yeah, we loved it.
It is great.
They the sugar, the white and yellow, the corn.
Butter and sugar, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And
that's a little, that's not quite spring though.
No, that's later. But when she was talking about the sugar snap peas.
Oh yeah.
We certainly would. The minute stuff came out. Not only that, we had asparagus.
Oh,
nice.
Now fiddleheads are a spring vegetable.
Yes.
How do you cook a fiddlehead?
Oh, they're so good.
They are so great, aren't they? I think I've had them only like once.
Oh, they are delicious. And you just kind of like throw them in, steam them or, boil them, drain them, put melted butter on them and salt and just like eat them like popcorn.
You know what you just reminded me of? Scapes.
Oh yes.
Aren't they a spring thing?
Yes, they are.
Do you guys know scapes?
Yeah.
Got these long, skinny, it's a part of a garlic shoot. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's got this mellower garlic flavor, but it is fabulous. And you know, cut that right up, kind of like a scallion in a way.
Yeah.
Cut it up and cook with it, and it's super.
Or just eat it.
And just
Just
eat
eat
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in the salad. Yeah. You know, windfall carries all of those things.
It does.
Yeah.
So we should get the scapes, and we should get the
Fiddleheads.
Still then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But,
Now that we've made ourselves hungry.
yeah.
I couldn't hear you, Grant.
I can't, what was that word that besides fiddleheads, it was what, scapes?
Scapes, like
SCA?
landscapes, only scapes.
Never heard of it. But I'm hungry anyway.
I think it has another name, but it is a spring.
It is a spring thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
Marion, how about you?
Well, the first thing I do is as the nurseries start getting their plants in and flowers, I go look. I have 5 window boxes in the front of my house.
Ah.
And every year I try to do something a little differently. Now, I can't plant anything until the end of May because some of these plants are too gentle and will freeze if it gets too cold.
Yeah.
But that takes a huge amount of time to get it together. And so I go to Soars, I go to Mahoney's, and in the back, like Mary Pat, I have a pond, and there is nothing back there. There's no way you could put vegetables up. But I did buy 2 big units on legs a couple of years ago, and I overplanted everything. And by the end of the summer, tomatoes were growing out of the bottom of the container, everything else. So it was bad. But in the front of my house, everything I have there is for perennial. So the real flowers are in my window boxes. And I take a lot of time doing that. And then I have 3 big Boston ferns hanging on the front porch.
Oh, nice.
Sounds
Nice.
nice.
Now, I guess I have to say for myself, you know, spring, like the idea of spring cleaning, which you had mentioned, Mary Pat, kind of doesn't even occur to me. I mean, maybe I will throw in some curtains or something that have been, you know, hanging there for a long time, but cleaning is not usually my go-to for anything, but, you know, periodically it will get done just to, you know, make sure I'm not living in squalor or anything. But spring, you know, definitely, you know, go beach walks and sport garden and see what's going on over there. And for, you know, for the garden thing, I love to, you know, I walk around and I see, you know, like the forsythia or the crocuses or the snowdrops or something. And I'm like, oh, I have to make sure that I have snowdrops. I have to make sure that I have forsythia. I have to make sure that, and, you know, and then the whole season, I'm just, you know, I see the next thing come up and I'm like, I have to get that. Oh, I love that. I just have to get that. And there's only about 1 in every 30 that I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not getting that thing. And, you know, I don't really get everything, but it's just the conversation I have in my mind about like the life I'm going to live with all these blooming flowers always going everywhere around me. But yeah, the spring feels so hopeful after, you know, winter. And this winter wasn't even that bad, I don't think. So,
We're also hopeful because we're going to be able to go out more than we did last year.
yeah, the whole
Yeah.
mask thing will
We
be,
hope.
we hope.
Yes.
How about you, Grant? Spring?
I'm not a big gardener, but I do know how to eat a Dairy Queen.
Ah,
Nice.
And when that opens,
It's open. I mean,
I know, I was there. I was in
that's
that
it.
long
It's like
line.
go stand in line.
Yeah.
It's on the weekends only, right? We almost went last night, but I think it's weekend only, or is it open every day right now?
I think it's every day.
I drove by it and I thought it was a weekday.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah, they don't transition like some Dairy Queens do. As a true expert in this area, I know that some of the high-end Dairy Queens, they're open on weekends and they're open on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Falmouth Dairy Queen
It's
hits the ground running, and I'm right there in line.
Nice. Do you get
So
a
that's
blizzard?
my thrill.
What do you get, Grant?
Um, Depends how much money I have in my pocket, but at least a medium-sized vanilla cone chocolate dip. But if I can, I'll get a strawberry shortcake or strawberry sundae. That's my treat.
Nice,
Ah,
That's my
nice.
super treat.
I like the chocolate dips. Jimmy's or
Yeah.
any of that?
Not on the chocolate dip because they end up in my lap because I'm usually driving around afterwards.
That's true.
right.
That or that peanut butter parfait is good.
Oh, no. Mm.
Yeah. Try to get every one of those little, but they say, do you want anything extra on it? Yeah, everything. The work. Same thing I say at Subway. Put everything on it. I'll tell you when to stop, and I never do. But yeah, that's that and Crokai, my spring,
Nice, nice.
and Stamp Seafood. When that
Yeah.
opens, I know we're on the cusp of a new
Yeah.
season.
Also, when they announced that Seafood Sam's is opening.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what, yeah.
It is open.
The only thing is you can't go on Fridays because in Lent, in the early spring, every Catholic in town is down there getting fish and chips. That's the story of my childhood. My children think that you can only go to Seafood Sam's in Lent.
We've already been. We don't even go that often, but
Oh, yeah, we have two.
yeah, the fried clams, you just
The
have
first
to
week.
Yeah, we feel like you have to do fried clams once a year. Beyond that is being kind of indulgent, but
Yeah. Well, fried calamari could be another day.
do they have
Right.
fried calamari there?
Yep. And they have fried oysters.
Nice.
Is there seating outside already, or was it too cold when you went?
Too cold.
Yeah, But after today, I mean, who knows? We'll see. And the ice cream places will be open.
Yeah.
I mean, the other in addition to DQ.
I get fried clams once a year, and it's almost time, I think.
Where do you go?
Well, traditionally, my brother will come down and we'll go to the quarter, not the quarter deck, the one that's down on the harbor.
Flying Bridge. Flying Bridge.
Yeah, that's it. The flying.
Oh, nice. And do you get that tower of French fries?
We get the onion rings.
The onion rings.
Onion rings.
Onion rings, right.
And
I got one of those once. I thought it was such a great idea. And then it was a little.
Only did it once. They used to have it at the Coonamessett too.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
great.
They even have onion rings at Blue.
Yeah.
I
Here
don't-
we are. We're talking about spring and we've all
I know, and now
Talking
we're
about food.
Right
veered
to
over
food.
into food.
Always ends up food.
Nice.
And
Nice.
we started out healthy with fiddleheads. And now we're on to
Now we're on onion rings.
peanut butter parfaits and fried food.
Love it.
How much is a plate of clams at Seafood Sam's now? Because the only one I've had so far was at the Clam Shack on the harbor, and that was $30.
I think it's 20, but don't quote me because Donald went and picked it up and I didn't see the bill.
I think that's probably about right. And where the difference would be, do you get the small, medium, large, of only the fried clams, or do you get the platter that also has the, pile of fries next to it and, a little thing of coleslaw or something?
Yeah.
Exactly. I know you need a shower or something, rainwear. Yeah, it's good. Well, you know what? This has been a wonderful walk through spring, not fried food and ice cream, but I guess that's part of it. So thank you all for participating. It's been nice to have you here. You have been listening to Over the Back Fence, a conversation among neighbors. This has been a production of Neighborhood Falmouth. Thank you.